Wait, was that?
Did you have a
That wasn't
question?
a question.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, that wasn't a question. The last time I saw you in color was, I think, in Saved, and I was just curious, where have you been this entire time? I haven't heard like anything.
I've been just hiding under a rock somewhere, just hanging out.
Wait, he just did Robot Chicken. What are you saying?
The best thing about that is that he's had a more successful career by the time he was 14 than most of us will have in our entire lives. So his version of retirement is totally different than any of us. So if he spends like 4 years, maybe 6 years not doing anything, he will still be more relevant than anyone in his country.
Well, this kind of relates to that. Do you ever have any angst as to being shadowed by Seth Green?
You know, that's like, wait, what? Was that to
I'm sorry.
Was that to Matt?
Oh, to me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Matt's like almost a full foot taller than me, so he shadows me in most direct sunlight.
Yeah, and I don't know if you realize I'm really awkward up here, so him taking the limelight, God bless him.
What's the hat?
Yeah, they're a perfect couple.
We are.
I don't know why I'm sitting in between them.
There gets between our love.
Whatever you say, Yoko.
This is Gina G coming to you from New York Comic Con. I got with me here Jeff Kaufman, creator, writer, spender of money, and he's going to tell us here a little bit about his documentary coming up.
We're shooting a documentary now called How to Fail in Comic Books. It's basically, if you follow everything we've done wrong, you will lose a ridiculous amount of money too.
And how did you think to start this? I mean, everyone, fails in comic books at least once before, or, millions of times. But how did this come to you to actually do a documentary about it?
Well, the idea really came from, we produced 29 comic books, single issues, and wound up spending about $1.3 million. And we opened the studio up while we were doing it, and we were working on another indie project, and it was a little tough. And my wife goes, well, why don't you just do something else? And I said, well, what should I do? Do a documentary on how to fail in comic books? And I figured, since I know a lot of people in the industry and I know about a lot of their screw-ups, that they might want to talk about it. And believe it or not, they do. Everybody from Brian Pulido to Claiborne Moore to Stan Lee to Michael Golden to Bill Sienkiewicz to Kevin Eastman from Ninja Turtles. It's always interesting to see what people did, and the funny thing is we all make the same mistakes, and somehow we didn't learn from it. We watch somebody else did it, we go, oh, that guy's just dumb. We're all dumb.
So do you think that you've now learned from your mistakes?
Oh, I've learned from some of the mistakes, but you make new ones. There's always the new ones.
So you have something coming out next year. What's that?
Yeah, we have our graphic novel, Terminal Alice, about 5 female contract killers. They all have $1 million bounties on their head. About 4 years ago, somebody said to me, they go, I don't put enough T&A in my books. And I had a lot of respect for that comment. And I said, well, why don't I just name the book T&A? And that'll be a great book. We'll call it T&A. It'll sell thousands of copies. I said, no, that's a little too much. I'll name it Terminal Alice, about 5 female contract killers. And the minute I said it, I go, okay, you guys need to shut up. I took out a pad, I wrote down, a couple quick things, and 2 years later, I wrote it. This is Terminal Alice, done by Joe Benitez. The cover was done by Benitez. Alex, Laura, Elena, Karen, Eve. Alice. 5 women. I killed 4 people in my first 29 books. I've killed 150 in this graphic novel. So I've become very adept with ending people's lives. I used a dog covered in peanut oil to put somebody into anaphylactic shock. I dropped acid in some evangelist's water, and he thought he was killing somebody for Mary Magdalene.
Acid can kill you?
No, acid makes you make stupid decisions that might make you kill somebody else. It was a Bad Dead concert. That's where I came up with the idea. I met a girl named Cleveland and wound up in Connecticut. It happens.
What else have you worked on in the past, 10 years? How long have you been in the business?
About 7 years. I did a book called Ant with an artist named Mario Gully for Image for about 3 issues. I did a bunch of Tempest, Totem, Dragon Cross, Omega 1. We've produced other people's work, like, for example, we did Billy Tucci's Zombie Sama. But basically all it's been is a learning practice. I got into the industry because I'm an attorney and I do all my pro bono work in comic books. So I took care of a lot of people, and then one of these artists asked me to write his book, and I was like, okay. And I started, and 3 issues later I finished.
From law to comics?
Yeah, Law and Disorder.
All right, well, one more question, the final question I have to ask everybody. Who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man. I sold out a long time ago.
All right, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And thank you for the couch.
Enjoy anytime you want.
The race is roaring, his eyes going red, his broadsword brought out to bear, and you are his next opponent. And you run to strike from there. Roll! 15 plus 8 is fantastic. 23 will hit this race from there with your shot on the line again. Yes! 15 damage, and you move him, and you lose one square. You lose one square. Yes.
Hi, I didn't write my question down because I'm kind of nervous.
You can do it. You can do it. We're all here for you.
Thank you. I'm writing my thesis on modes of genetic sequences of celebrated Americans in popular culture of the 21st century. To complete my sequencing, I'm lacking DNA samples from both Seth and Macaulay. Skin or hair?
This is how it starts, and then you start hearing that there's like a Macaulay Culkin in Germany who's doing a lot of television. He's got some rapid growth clone program.
This would only get better if you say you're an alien.
I'm just doing a collection for my whole clinic. Can I do something?
Just a follicle or spit?
I'm gonna say no.
My DNA is a little precious. I use it sparingly.
That said, you can pay for mine.
Matt, you get a good a high dollar amount when you make donations of your DNA, don't you?
Welcome back to ComicVisionz. Gina G, James Flamez.
New York Comic Con. What's up, Gina? I don't know about you, but I'm about to go get me some swag.
Oh.
I'm about to go get my swag. I'm about to get my swag on.
I got my swag on this morning.
You already got a little swag.
Yeah, I like
okay?
my. Yeah.
That was the first thing you did.
Yeah.
You came and you got some swag.
I did.
It's time for me to go and give me some free swag with my press badge.
Right.
See what everybody's gonna hand out.
Yeah.
Give me some stuff.
Yes, you
That's
do
how I'm
that.
gonna do.
Meanwhile, we still got some panels tonight, but the floor is closing up in about an hour, and we're gonna wrap things up here. Stay tuned. So glad you could be here for day one, and we will see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.